All right. Shalom. Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing His word in truth and sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is your brother Batak back again with another lesson. And the title's lesson is going to be A Sign of the Times. A Sign of the Times. So, as you know, today is March 3rd. Earlier this morning, at the early hours in the morning, around 6 a.m., there was a lunar eclipse. And also, as well, today is the Sabbath day. So, there was a lunar eclipse this morning, and I took a couple images of it. I was able to get up a little early enough to see it and take some pictures of it, which is beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Yeah, but it's a sign of the times that we're living in, so-called blood moon, if you will. So, and as we speak right now, we have tensions in the middle, in Western Asia, that are that America and America and the state of Israel are attacking Iran to perform a quote unquote regime change. And the scriptures speak about wars and rumors of wars. We ultimately know that World War III is going to be the end all be all for America. They're not going to win this war. But we know that all the people that are involved now are the main characters. Iran, Russia, China, the state of Israel, and America itself. And also the European nations like, France, the United Kingdom. These nations are actually going to go to war. And right now we are seeing the beginning stages of it, but we know ultimately, according to prophecy, we're waiting on the RFID micro CHIP to be made mandatory. And that's when the end is going to come. So that's when those nukes are going to be shot, man. That's when it's really going to be up. The destruction going to be nigh, which means near, if you will. Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. It says, "And the powers said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." See, so those lights was created for signs, for seasons and days and years, because that's how you're supposed to tell time, if you will, so to speak, man. In the ancient worlds, they didn't have any clocks. They relied on the firmament, the moon and the stars, the sun and the moon, to tell time, so to speak, man. So it's also used for signs. Like, you have different types of eclipses. You got solar eclipses, you got lunar eclipses, and then these are signs from the Most High to us that are living on the earth, mainly the prophets, Israel, so we can know the times that we're living in. The scriptures speak about the moon shall turn into blood. And we just seen an example of that. It's the book of Joel 2 and 23. I'm sorry, 2 and 31. The sun, hold on, I'm going to start somewhere. Verse 30, it says, "And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke." So a lunar eclipse would be considered a wonder or a sign, a sign of the times. It says the sun shall be turned into darkness. Now, a couple years ago, the sun was turned to darkness because there was a total solar eclipse. That means the moon goes in front of the sun, and everything turned dark. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh come. So this is another example of the moon turning to blood. It's a blood moon. A red moon. It's a lunar eclipse. And that happened today, which is a sign from the Most High. See, we living in that time, man. We living at the end. The Lord told you that these things was going to happen before you come. Verse 31, it says, in the sun, I'm going to read it again. And the sun shall be turned to the darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh had said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call. So these things are a sign of the times, man. It's the book of Luke, chapter 21. I'm gonna start at verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. See, there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. So we got an example of that this morning. You know, it says, verse 26, men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the earth shall be shaken. So men's hearts failing them for fear because men are going to be afraid. These are some very, very, very terrible times coming upon the earth. The time of the Most High's judgment, the time of Babylon the Great being judged, aka America. So the Most High has given us signs to look for his coming. And these eclipses, like whether it be solar, lunar eclipses, there are examples of a sign that the Most High are showing us that he's near to returning. Sirach chapter 43. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious shoe. With his glorious shoe, the sun when it appeareth, declaring at his at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High." So that shows you right there. What does that show you? That it says declare at his rising. That shows you that the sun actually moves around the earth, and not the earth around the sun. There's another scripture that verifies that in the book of Joshua. Esau tell you that the earth revolves around the sun, but that's not true. It says, verse 3, at noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams, it dimmeth the eyes. Great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment runneth hastily. So the moon actually moves around the sun. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. That's a slip of the tongue. Forgive me. The sun actually moves around the earth. The scripture says it runneth hastily. So the moon is what's moving. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of time and a sign of the world. See? So the moon tells time. You can look up at the moon and you know what day it is based on the sun. I mean on the moon, I'm sorry. Let's go to I got a moon app, I think. Moon. There we go. See? So you have this app that tells you what the moon cycles is, moon phases are. Now, when it's a full moon, that means it's the middle of the month. New moon is the beginning of the month. You know, so it waxes to a full moon and then it wanes to a new moon. Waxing meaning it increases, Waning meaning decreases. So as you can see, in a couple of days, it's going to start decreasing. It's going to start decreasing all the way to a new moon, which is going to be what? A new month. And then it increases until a full moon again. So it's basically for a declaration of time. Like the scripture says, Sirach 43:6, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. See, from the moon, from the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. See? So this is talking about the sun, and it's also talking about the moon and how important they are and why the Most High created them. So we know the moon is for a declaration of times. So what time are we living in? We're getting closer to the time of the end. That's why the scripture says ending in effects and the signs. Let's see. The second Esdras chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for like as all in the world that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. How we know that we are at the end? Because there is a lot of activity going on in the heavens. That's the Most High communicating with us. That's the Most High telling us something. I'm getting closer to returning. See? Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. So that's how the Most High. So that's how the Most High he communicates. He sends those signs in the heavens. You know? Damn it, I was just thinking of a scripture. The Lord willing to come back to me. I already got declaration of times. Hold on, let me see. Damn it, I was about to get a scripture. I don't know what it was. All right, hopefully. Lord willing, it come back to me. I should have just went and got it. I'm sorry. Let's look up the word moon. It means the word month. See, the word moon means month. Just wanted to bring that real quick. So you have a new moon. There's a what? New month. That's what it means. Literally. It literally means new month. All right. Damn it, I do not know what scripture I was going to grab. I bet as soon as I close up the lesson, I'll figure it out. All right, let's go to Wars and Rumors of Wars. Wars. Book of Mark, chapter 13. Start at verse 7. It says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. So we're hearing about wars and rumors of wars and things like that going on right now, and things are only going to get progressively worse, because this is the end of this is how America's going to end. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. So we are literally at that time, and the Most High is letting us know by those signs in the heavens that we are literally at the end. I'm gonna jump down to verse 20. It says, except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom He hath chosen, He has shortened the days. So the time is moving. Time is moving quickly. We are literally at the end of America. We are literally at the end of Edom in its empire, and the Most High is showing us that by what? By the signs in the heavens, man. Let's see, blood moons. Let's see, blood moon. The book of Acts chapter 2. This is which literally quoted from the book of Joel. I'm gonna just bring it out. Verse 19. It says, now will shew wonders in heaven and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before that great and notable day of the Lord come. It shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh, shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahweh shall of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. So this is another example of the Lord showing another sign of the times. And that's pretty much the lesson, man. You know, I don't remember what scripture I was going to grab. It ain't came back to me, so the Lord might not want it to be brought out. So, Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. You know, Lord willing, you learned something. Hopefully you like the images. It's beautiful. It just shows you what times we're living in, man. So with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash, double honor to the apostles, and to the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Shalom.